Watch the pass. Watch the pass.
A first down throw, Darnold. Herndon's got it complete. 5 yards on the game's first play, second down.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
Yeah, that was a good start, getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
Throwing again on second down, but this time it's incomplete.
Timing is crucial in any route thrown, but when you throw an out, so many things are going through the mind of the receiver. Catching the ball, timing it up with the quarterback. Are my feet going to get down in bounds? On that play, all those things going through his head might have caused him to drop it.
Third play here, this opening drive, as they're up against a 3rd and 5. Now Darnold. And he's got a moonwalk. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. 8 yards, first down as they're able to convert.
First and 10 at the 37-yard line.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. There's the first carry for Le'Veon Bell. He's got a first down and then some at midfield. And all the way down to the 33-yard line. A big run there, 29 yards and a first.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that'll set him apart from many.
He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 22. And they will finally get him as he's all the way down near the 40-yard line. He couldn't hook up with a Nunwa that time. Unfortunately for him, if last week was any indication, we knew a pick was coming at some point. Last week it was interception after interception, and here we go again.
We actually quit counting last week at a certain point because I thought I was going to run out of fingers, all right, because I'm not all that skilled as a mathematician. But you're right. It felt like a matter of time, and you got to think the guys on defense, they couldn't wait for this opportunity after what they saw on tape.
Following the interception here, Rivers nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
It may be cliche, but it is something that holds up over time, doesn't it? If you're the visitors, you don't want to let the crowd in the game early.
Yeah, and that's exactly what they did there. But you said also this defense, they're going to give them a lot of looks like we just saw there, aren't they?
They certainly are. They're a proud unit, and they're going to ride the momentum of this crowd with them, and that's why they got after them early.
So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down. They'll run it here. This is Marlon Mack. And nothing doing here as this time the run maybe gets them back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it. No gain on the play this time, and it'll be a 3rd and long situation coming up. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Rivers now from the 50. And the catch made by Hopkins. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. They needed 19, and that's precisely what they got. And by the length of a football, it's a first down.
180. Back 180. Quarterback, don't get nervous now. We ain't beginning to clear you up.
They'll run on first down with Marlon Mack. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. So a loss of 5, and it'll be second down.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
You ain't going nowhere.
On 2nd and 15 now. Rivers looking left side, and it's complete. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. That one good for 26 and a first down.
Mike, number 53. Mike, 53. We own it. We own it. 89.
A first down throw here for Rivers. They'll run the screen with Mack. And they'll go backwards here, losing yardage to the 14. That'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 14.
Ready. Round 80. 53 to Mike. Go, Tackle. Let's go. We got this. We got this.
They'll run the Mack. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. Only a yard on the gain there, and that'll set up 3rd and 13.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down.
Watch the screen. 53 to Mike. 53. Check 53. Hey, Haywood. Check 53 is Mike. Check 53 is Mike. I got it.
Now Rivers. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks for those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
In the end, the opening drive, Charles, does yield points. Maybe not the touchdown that they wanted, though.
Yeah, but bottom line, they wanted to get something out of that drive, and they did that. 3 points, they won't turn that down at all.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, only gave up 3 points off of that, so it shouldn't be a difficult hole to overcome.
It really shouldn't, as long as they're not listening to the chatter coming from the other side, because when you throw a pick, look, I know defensive backs, they have a tendency to be a little bit loud after they take one away, but they also have a tendency to gamble a little bit more, thinking they'll get a second one. Maybe they can take advantage of that with some double moves.
58, 58, Mike. Hey, we got to get this stop here, D.
Out of the shotgun, here's Darnold. He's got Herndon, his tight end. An excellent pickup of 20 yards. Well, maybe that'll help him settle back into a groove after the interception on the first drive here, picking up the first to start drive number 2.
And it is just starting over, isn't it? Sometimes it's just how you have to do it. You have to erase things from your mind. Don't worry about what happened before, because over the course of a game, the good players, things turn out pretty well for them, and that's what he's trying to do here.
From all the way up at the 38 now after a good start to the drive.
It's just me and you. It's just me and you.
Darnold from the gun. Under pressure now, Darnold, and he goes down.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away, because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here.
Left. Lady, defense. Let's go, defense. Hey, exit. Mike's 50.
To throw is Darnold, and that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down. And this passing game, this whole offense really didn't show up in the loss last week, and it hasn't started all that great here either.
Yeah, and they can't let that incompletion become an uh-oh moment. Like, oh boy, here we go again, just like last week. Each game is its own entity, treated as such.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Say. Lady.
A shotgun snap for Darnold. And he fires one that's intercepted. picked off by Malik Hooker. And to the 43. So down inside the 45 to the 43-yard line. That's where they'll take over.
That's it, 180, 190. Left.
They'll run on first down. Mack. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down. We haven't seen much from him running the football here in this first quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They've stacked him up pretty well, but when you're trying to run the football, sometimes you got to play the long game. Keep handing it to him, and some of those runs that aren't working now, they turn into 6, 7, 8, and maybe more later on.
On second down, it's Mack. And he's going to get this inside the 30. Indianapolis moving the chains there on a gain of 12.
A good run there off right tackle in an old school NFL football. The right side of the offensive line, often known as the nasty side. The left side, usually the technical side. Kind of reminds me of the old Atlanta Falcons 2009, 2010. That's how they constructed their offensive line.
On first down, Mack. And only a yard this time as he's taken down right around the 26.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
He's going to let it go deep for the end zone. And this is caught for a touchdown. Now hold everything here. Flag in the backfield. This one might be coming back. They'll come up now on a second and long after the hold.
Hey, easy. 4 down. 57.
They'll try to throw here. Rivers. Complete to Hilton. And they move this all the way down to the 9. A very solid gain of 27. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports.
Set, 180. Here we go, D. It's just me and you. It's just me and you.
Now the ball comes loose, and it's scooped up by the Jets. Often on fumbles, you look at the guy who coughed it up and say, geez, what did he do? But, hey, let's tip the cap to the defense here.
Not a problem at all, my man. I'm not even going to tip it. I'm going to doff my cap to him. Congratulations. Big-time play. Knocking it free and creating something good for your team.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession as we grind toward the end of the season here, and they haven't had the season that they had hoped. So let me ask you to play GM. Where might they look to make some changes?
I think when you look into the upcoming draft, think hard about them drafting multiple offensive linemen. They've got to get stouter up front. And as a GM, it always tells me, Charles, this is a big boy league, and big people always end up winning games for you.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Darnold firing quickly here, and that's complete. And able to get it across the 20 before they get to him. That's good for a Jet first down, a gain of 13.
It's a nice completion, a little bit of run after catch as well to create the yardage that they got. But it is so tough to cover that route, the drag route, because they run it at varying speeds. Because the key is to create hesitancy on the defender's part.
Always so empathetic for those DBs, aren't you?
That's right, baby. They don't want it.
On first down, it's Darnold. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Darius Leonard able to record his 5th sack of the season.
And plays like that really hurt play calling. They had a really nice gain on the previous play, but gave about half the yardage back on the sack. Excellent pressure up front. Nowhere to go with the football. Down he goes.
Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on second down. Here's Darnold. Gets this one to Le'Veon Bell. And he'll get it up here this time to the 21.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Throwing here on third down, Darnold. And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off at the 38, and he's going to return it to the 21-yard line. So that's 3 picks he's now thrown in this game.
And I know this, the holiday season, because here we are in
Season of giving.
Right, it is the season of giving. Maybe for his own sake after the game, he may have to announce that he's donating certain amounts to charity for each interception that he threw.
18 yards that time to push him up, first and goal. Although his reputation as a speedy runner precedes him, it's always fun to watch him work.
It is eye-opening, isn't it? Because when you see him get the ball and just go, in addition to that speed, it helps out his blockers. They don't have to hold blocks for long because he's just going to speed right past them.
Looking to run with Mack. And just a short gain that time as they're able to get him down. He'll get 2 out of that run, and it's going to bring up a second and goal. They'll run it with Mack. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a third down. This Jet defense so far standing tall. They need another stop now, third and goal. Now Rivers. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. More problems here on third down. They've converted only once so far in this first half.
And you know as well as I do in this league, if you don't win on third down, it makes it hard to win a ball game because then you're relying on your defense, you're relying on your special teams. You've got to get it done with your offensive unit.
The offense is staying out there. Here we go on fourth and goal from the 1. The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. The offense is staying out there. Here we go on fourth and goal from the 1. They'll run for it. It's Mack. And he takes it in for a Colts score. Marlon Mack, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Colts, they add on to their advantage. So they went for it from the 1 on fourth and goal, and they got it done.
Is this the new NFL?
This is the new NFL.
This is the updated NFL, and I like it. I know that quarterbacks across the league have spent the entire offseason and even during the season lobbying their coaches to go for it more on fourth down. Let's go get it, because nowadays you've got to score points to win games in the NFL. You can't just rely on your defense to hold them.
I think the quarterbacks want to eliminate field goals inside of 30 yards probably.
Well, listen, they have enough confidence in themselves that they can call plays and make plays that they won't need those field goals inside the 30.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession. Nothing for them yet from an offensive standpoint. Down 10-zip as they come up first and 10. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Fighting through, and he's got space. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. Call that a very strong gain of 24.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
Now a pass taken in by the tight end Herndon. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on first down. Out of the shotgun, it's Bell. And the big boys up front, they're going to stop him right at the line. Officially no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8. The Jets on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. Darnold. Under pressure now, Darnold, and he goes down.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been on constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game.
Get ready, get ready, get ready.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
On 2nd and 2, Rivers, and he rifles one incomplete.
He kind of forced that one there, didn't he? It's almost like he predetermined where he was going to go with the football.
Yeah, he wasn't really going through progressions. He wanted to go to his top guy. You do that against this defense, they'll make you pay, won't they?
Yeah, they certainly will. They react very quickly to the thrown football.
After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2. They'll try and run for this with Mack. And he's going to have the first down yardage as he's down at about the 30-yard line. A 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough.
First down, Colts.
My 52, my 52. Bring it, bring it. Check.
We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half, 10-0, our score. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. And he'll get this up only to about the 33. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
On 2nd and 7, Rivers. He's got it to Hilton. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
Two first downs have him up to the 41 now for 1st and 10. On the ground, it's Mack. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. A gain of 11 that time, and a Colts first down.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense, because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
Naeem Hines, his first carry. There he goes, left side. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Naeem Hines with touchdown number 12 on the year. And the Colts, they add on to their advantage.
I heard a coach talk about those late-in-the-half scores, especially ones that give your team a pretty decent cushion. He said those could be the ones that can finish off a squad if you let them.
Yeah, they've got the cushion. This half has been theirs. Extra point by McLaughlin is up and good. And that makes our score 17-0. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This is taken at his 4. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line.
At their own 30-yard line.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession. Well, look at the clock here. You're inside of a minute. First half hasn't gone that well for you. How are you going to play this drive?
Well, I've been told by my coaches previously that the intelligent approach, go ahead and run out the clock and start over. Don't make any more mistakes. But there's also something to understanding that you get this last drive here. You get the ball to start the second half. Try and go 2 for 1 here. Get some points now and come out of the locker room and get more points again and get your momentum really built up.
Four yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6.
I'm coming after you. Rush in. Rush in. You know, young lady. At 58 is a mic. Go 58 is a mic.
Here's Darnold. He's going to wind up and air it out. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Rock Ya-Sin. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line. That late in the clock, second quarter, why not just run it a time or two and get it into the locker room?
What you're saying makes absolutely perfect sense. Run it and get out of there. But I'm just wondering if the pressure of today's NFL and the high-powered offenses that you're facing may have forced them into saying, let's try and get some more points.
On 1st and 10, Rivers. And this is going to be caught, but they'll say out of bounds. So it's incomplete. Well, you got a young quarterback. You know, maybe that's just an example of a growing pain for him.
I think you're right about that because when the game starts to move fast and it moves quickly on him, a lot of times they fall back on what they know best, their arm. He's slinging it on this one. Had a wide-open target, but didn't have the proper footwork to increase his accuracy.
Rivers incomplete on 1st down. Here's 2nd and 10.
29 is a mic.
To throw again. Rivers. And that'll be incomplete with 11 seconds remaining now. He was looking that time to get it to Paris Campbell, but now it's 3rd down. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Working out of the gun, Rivers. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Out is Rigoberto Sanchez on 4th down to punt this thing. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Second half ready to get underway. The Colts with a lead, and they will receive the football. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. Give them a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
Well, we saw them there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
From the 27, Rivers. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
Had an open man that time and ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8.
Hey, you got 3 out. 50 seconds, run. Got to do better.
To throw is Rivers. And he comes back with one complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 16 yards to pick up there. The Colts have a first down.
They're 180. Hey, Brown 80. Cut. Watch the twist.
Rivers on first down. Blitz coming, and down he goes.
They need to stop to get back into this game, and here's one right to start the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, anytime you go into the lockers with that 2-3 score deficit, you're right. You need that stop, get the football back, and they've done just that.
Series to series, play to play.
Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Here's Hines on the toss play. Nice move at the 40, finding some room at midfield. And finally down at the 32-yard line. And he will finally be taken down at the Jets' 32-yard line.
Now, the good thing for you, partner, is you're not as old as I am, okay? So,
true.
So back when the dinosaurs roamed the earth, the right side of an offensive line was almost always your power side. Your bigger, stronger, physical guys. And on this play, they tossed it right and looked like it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, but that's not the case so much anymore, you're saying, with the bigger guys?
Not necessarily.
Find the best guys, plug them in on your O-line.
Right. As a general rule now, you're a lot more balanced on your offensive line. It might still lean towards your best pass blocker on the left side,
sure,
but not necessarily all the time.
At the Jets' 34-yard line.
A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's 2nd and 12. They'll go again here with Mack. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
3rd and long for Rivers. He'll find Paris Campbell. That's complete. And a loose football. And it's scooped up by the Jets. And the return here will go to the 31-yard line. Well, he did what he's known for. He made the catch, then he turned into a runner, took the contact, and coughed it up.
And all I remember as a player, when they catch the ball, when those acrobatic guys catch it, you have to make them pay sometimes. You have to put it on them, big tackle, knock the ball free, anything you can do to slow them down.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession.
And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here.
First and 10 at the 32-yard line.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's first and 10 just outside the 30. Darnold down to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
Brings up second and 3.
Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. Second and 3.
Banjo. Hey, Mike's 50. Oh, 80. Chuck. Oh, 80. No.
Now it's Darnold. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. Darnold now 11 of 17 passing thus far. He's got his guys a first and 10. Again, Darnold. Got an open man. It's a noon one. And he's only going to get a yard from the 20 to the 19. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be second and 9.
Second and 9 at the 19-yard line.
They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this second and 9.
I'm coming after you.
Throwing again is Darnold. Caught here by Bell. The Jet passing game in rhythm. They've got another first. It's been all passing all the time on this drive. 5 for 5, and now first and goal.
Feels like a case of until they stop us, we might as well keep running the offense that we like to run. Don't change up and do something different just because you think you need to.
Check three.
To the air again, Darnold. The quick slant caught, and he's in. Touchdown, Jets. From 6 yards away. And the Jets are able to cut into this deficit. That's a score you felt they had to have here in the third quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there was an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know where we are. But sometimes that binds you up so much that you try too hard, you don't get the score. A perfect combination of urgency, yet relaxed enough to get it done.
So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And last time, the fumble, the turnover. Now they still have the lead, but I don't think coaches care. The turnovers will bother them no matter what the scoreboard says.
That's the relief that you still have the lead. But coaches look at what if and what it should be. Turning the ball over when they've got a chance to score more points and increase the lead, that's what's going to affect them.
And they're also thinking to future weeks, maybe when the game's closer, right?
No doubt about it. You want to clean up everything. Let's just be honest about it. They want everything to be perfect at all times. They don't want to give up anything that's going to hurt their team.
And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And just like that, it's third down.
190. 52 right here. 52. Let's go one more.
Here's Rivers. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Lawrence Guy in there to get him for a loss of 9 yards, and that also leads to 4th down. Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the 3rd. Now it's Crowder. "21 yards. Well done on the return. And the Jets will take over 1st and 10.
At their own 49-yard line.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession.
Man, that's trash. That's trash.
On 1st and 10, Darnold. On the catch, it's Crowder. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5 at the 47-yard line.
2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on 1st down.
Here we go.
Back to throw, Darnold. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Justin Houston has now recorded 10 sacks on the season. And now here's a timeout called by the Colts on the defensive side of the ball. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
Undercrush, undercrush, undercrush. Check 99. Man, 80.
Out of the shotgun, here's Darnold. And my goodness, another interception. Picked up by Rocky Sin. And his guys are going to have the football back as the 3rd quarter comes to an end. Back now here on EA Sports. It's the Colts. They've got control of the football. They also have the lead as we start the 4th. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking 1st downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, 1st downs, they can't touch the ball.
Great start to the 2nd quarter, better than 30 yards.
And the Colts 1st down.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30.
Check 3, check 3, check.
They run with Hines. And they'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. That's good for an Indianapolis 1st down on a gain of 10. Now, I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. It's another 10 yards on that one and another 1st down.
I know the game's not over, but there's got to be a sense of satisfaction right now for the guy carrying the football a bunch today. 99 yards, and he has enough time to go over the century mark.
Well, you got to give it to him again, right?
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. You're not worried about losing yardage here. You're not worried about any of that. You just want to get him to the promised land for every runner. 100 yards or more in a game.
12, 12, 12. Lucky. Watch twitch. Watch.
On 2nd down now, it's Hines. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down. third down. Hines. And he's able to pick up the first before he's brought down inside the 5 at the 4. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal. A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is first and goal. They'll run here with Mack. And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line. That'll wind up going for a loss of 4. And that'll make it second and goal.
Hey, Delta. Check 53's mine. I got you. I got you. Let's go, let's go. Hey, we got Mike, number 53. Mike, 53. You.
Throwing Rivers. And he's going to go down. Sacked right around the 17.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
So 2 plays with only negative yardage to show, and now it's 3rd and 16.
Zero. Mike, 53. Mike. Let's pick it up. It's our time, guys.
Rivers to throw it.
Let's get off the field.
And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. A great read, and it's picked off. 2-score game here in the 4th, and that pick, it kind of keeps the door ajar, doesn't it?
It does, and you wonder about their strategy because with a 2-score lead, you would think maybe you're just sitting on it and trying to drain some clock. It's almost like they felt like, hey, we've got a good cushion. We can keep pressing it. It ended up costing them.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession.
You got nothing.
After the interception, here's Darnold. And now here is another interception. Picked off by Darius Leonard, the linebacker. And they'll have the ball set up in the red zone at the 16-yard line. That interception sets them up beautifully already in the red zone.
And you can hear it all the way up here. Oski, everyone turned to block, find a spot, and now they're set up inside the red zone for their offense.
Checking 90, round 80. Push him back.
They'll run on first down. It's Mack. And they go the wrong way here. Knocked back to the 20. Yikes, a 4-yard loss really sets them back now for second down. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
Call it a gain of 5 that time. They'll be left with a third down and about 9 to go.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
The Colts on third down. They're right at about the league average, 40%, 4 for 10. This is 3rd and 9. Now Rivers. Now a hit, and Rivers lost the football. And they're going to drop him well shy of the first as he can only make it to the 11. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this.
On plays like this, when the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is a quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And last time, one play interception. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling. Because a one-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, get a little confidence in him, and let him fling another one.
Darnold off the play fake to Bell. Going up top. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off at the 13, and he is going to get this one back to the 20-yard line. And that gives him now 3 interceptions in the game.
Well, someone's locked into what they're trying to get done in the passing game. When was the last time we had someone get 3 in a contest?
2011, wasn't it? Kurt Coleman?
Oh, yeah, that's
then
right.
With the Eagles?
That's right. Then with the Eagles, and I believe it was against Washington and Rex Grossman.
That's correct. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point
kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him at contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about
toe bashed it.
Super toe.
So the Colts in possession of the football as we get you reset. And you'd have to figure they're just looking to burn these final 2 minutes away and get out of here with a victory. And not a whole lot to speak of there as they'll bring him down shy of the 20. Give him 2 yards that time, and it's going to leave him with a 3rd and 11 situation. And now with 1:52 to go, we get another pause in the action. A timeout here defensively. The Jets will bring in a nickel set here as they try to stop this 3rd down.
Mike, 53, Mike. You're trapped.
From the gun, Rivers looking deep for Hilton. And unable to connect, incomplete. I'll give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
One thing I know from experience is that when the deep ball is thrown and you're the defender, you've got to fight that little bit of panic that emerges. You've got to play the ball really well. It's a 50-50 jump ball play. And guess what? They took a shot. How are you going to win it? And in this case, they managed to get it done.
Amazing. Perfectly placed. If that ball goes 1 extra yard, maybe not even an extra yard, the starting point is the 20.
So there is a reason that a lot of punters are also excellent golfers. They know distance control. You know what else they have? Same groove motion over and over. Once they have that down, it repeats under pressure.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, we were having a tough patch. This too shall pass. This too shall pass. And finally, we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you've got to do something to make it pass. And that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. Tried to go for the big one there on 2nd down. Now they're likely down to their final 2 plays.
And you know they've got to keep going for the big shot, right? So defensively, you play what they call top down. Nothing behind you. Make everything get completed in front.
Hey, Charlie.
From the gun on 3rd down, here's Darnold. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And they'll get him down up past the 15-yard line. 10 yards is the pickup. Good enough for a Jet 1st down. On 1st down, it's Darnold. Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. The Jets going to go ahead and use their final timeout, as the clock will stop with 45 seconds left to go in the game. Now, following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17.
25, check 25, check 25. Check 24. The lady. The lady. 58.
To throw is Darnold. Looking for Perriman there. He's got him. And he'll be brought down, it looks like, right at the 15. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down. 3rd and long, it's Darnold. He's going to let it fly. And they almost had another one. They are all over the football in this game. Nearly another pick. Now 4th down. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. They snap it. They're going for it. Here's Darnold. Now a and this is intercepted. And that should do it. Quincy Wilson with the INT. And they'll set up shop in enemy territory at the 45-yard line.
Ready? Hey, Brown 80. 53. Danny. Load it. Check. 59.
Following the interception here, Rivers. And he's going to be hit and taken down. Back right around the 48-yard line. So this one winds up an Indianapolis victory, and they were really helped by their defense, forcing 3 turnovers.
I think what we saw in this one, today's defense. And what I mean by that is in the old days, pitching shutouts was big time. That was paramount. But the big thing was holding people down, holding down their yardage, right? Don't let them throw the ball through the air and gain a lot of... But now, it's about taking the ball away. Taking away possessions, getting the ball back for their offense. They had 3 takeaways in this one, and it led them to victory.
So for Indianapolis, the final 2 weeks are going to tell the story for them as they move to 9-5 with a win. And they'll get another road date next week as their opponents will be the Tennessee Titans. Meanwhile...